Well, hello there, and it is now the final week of the GeoFrauds. We are currently 13th, and last week wasn't great. Very close to that 14th place of having to do the qualifiers again. But the final week is brutal. And yeah, Soiled World is a very difficult map, so you pretty much have to guess the country based on the soil you're looking at. But yep, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, if you want to try and join next season's, link is in the description. You just need to join the Discord, declare your interest, and then we'll let you do the qualifiers. Let's do this. Okay, so white soil. It feels like an Eswatini of some sort, but I don't think Eswatini's on this. I think it's South Africa is the only one that adds up. If it is Africa, it could be a blur car. Maybe like a weird Uganda. But I'm not sure. It feels somewhat South African. Could it be bots? Bots is another shout, actually. It's quite dry. Let's go around here. Somewhere between the two. It could be the wrong end of South Africa. It could be a complete wrong continent. Who knows, Jay? Let's risk it. Okay, it was Kenya. But yeah, that's not a great start. But at least we got the continent at least. Okay, this is automatically giving me Argentina vibes. Where else could it be? Chile, I guess. There's a black car as well. So that was quite lucky we've seen that. But Argentina, pretty south, I'd say. Pretty hilly as well. Is it down here, or is it up here a bit? I think it's a bit further up than I previously think. But there's not really many hills. There's hills there. I don't know. It's hard to tell, really. I'm going to send it here. I'm pretty sure this is Argentina. I'd be very surprised if it's Uruguay or Peru. But let's send. Nice. It was Argentina, and you know what? It's an improvement. I think a lot of people get that though. So we move on to the next round. Right, this one's not easy. A lot of rubbish. Quite not well looked after. Polish. Probably not. European maybe. It's European. I think it's Poland. Russia. Asia. It's an antenna. But I think that's a black car. Could this be Colombia? Very sneaky that. I can just see it there. It could be the wrong antenna actually. It could be a baited one. I'm going to risk Colombia. I hope the antenna's right. It could be Europe. A European antenna. It could be a Russia. Is it a Russia? I think it's Russia. Let's go Russia. Let's go safe with Russia. Hopefully it's not Colombia. It was Russia, but fuck me, that was... We might as well have not pumped Russia at that rate. So, yeah, if anyone gets that, then fair play. Okay, this one's Kenya, but you can see the Google car. So that kind of makes this one a bit easier. Whereabouts in Kenya? I suppose this is probably not far off the Uganda border, if anything. Very orange soil. Could be near just a capital. I'm going to go off-road somewhere around here. Could be wrong. Let's just send it. Oh, it was just the capital. I hate when that happens. I mean, to be fair, it's actually quite far out. And Jesse got a very good guess. Okay, final round. And I'm pretty sure this is Generation 2. White line middle. South Africa or Australia. I think this is just South Africa. Pretoria vibes, I guess. I'll go probably a bit further up, potentially. It could be a bit further down here, don't know. I think let's go safe for Pretoria. Let's end it on a safe note. But yeah, this seed was brutal. And let's see how we've done. Nice. It was not Gauteng, or how you pronounce it. It was actually Free State. Well, hello there. Future me here. And it is now the end of the GeoFrauds season. And the winner of this week's leg was Snorlax. So big well done for Snorlax. An unbelievable guess in Far East Russia. Very well done. And then we also had Phineas, who also got a very good guess, who came in second. And then we had Amon, DJ, and Salvador in the top 5. And let's have a quick look at where the top 5 went. And as you can tell, everyone went Russia apart from Amon, who went South Korea, but fully enough was closer than me, DJ, and Salvador, which is quite funny. Then we had kind of a split in one of the Kenya rounds. Salvador and Amon went Uganda instead of Kenya. Phineas got a really good point, got the right national park, so well done, Phineas, for getting that right. But yeah, everyone managed to get Kenya. Then there was another Kenya round that I didn't manage to get, which made me go South Africa, so that was my own doing. Probably the most important, that was the worst round I had, probably. That cost me a lot of positions. Everyone got South Africa, everyone got Argentina, but a lot of people were a bit much further up than I was. So other than that, well done everyone. And yeah, let's see how Division 2 went. It is now the end of the final leg for Division 2. And I've got a disclaimer. I did not know that this was suitable for NMPZ only, so it's my own fault for putting this in the league. But once you create a league, you can't get rid of it. So unfortunately, we had to place map. But it was still challenging. It was still a very difficult seed. And Ronak managed to get the win. So well done, Ronak. And then we had Holes, Hamfrags, Stefan, and Anku in the top 5. Let's see what each round was, because we didn't have a POV this week. So let's look into each round and see what clues they could have used. So round 1, let's have a look at round 1. Okay, so yes, I'm getting the Savannah tropical vibes. I'm definitely getting the Savannah vibes on this one. And the main thing actually is this massive blur. So if you don't remember, Uganda normally has a big white Jeep Google car, and it is quite a wide vehicle. So this explains why the blur is so wide, and it is not Generation 2. So that's another good indication that it's actually the Google car size rather than it being a bad camera generation. So that's a very good clue for it to be Uganda. And yep, we're definitely in the middle of nowhere, so that kind of hints we're in like some kind of park or national park. Normally in Kenya, you would have a Google car visible with a snorkel at the very least. And with Botswana, you would usually see a white car, but you won't have this white blur. So that's the main thing is identifying that it was Central Africa, and that it is the choice between Kenya and Uganda, and the wide blur is a good way to confirm that you're in the Uganda National Park. You do also get the normal Uganda car with the front rack, and the front rack for national parks is very unique because the normal Uganda car, which you would get pretty much around Kampala and Entebbe, does not have that front rack, so that's a very good thing to know about if you come across that as well. But well done, Ronak, for getting it correct. And then we had Hamfrags in Kenya, which was also a good guess. Okay, so round 2, I believe, was Australia. And yeah, a few people got this. Ronak managed to get the right part of Australia, so well done. We had a couple in Queensland, and then had some in New South Wales and the odd one in South Australia. So let's have a look and see what we could have used to confirm it was Australia, and then the region within Australia. Okay, so the first thing we have the bollards. The bollards have this spin rectangle reflector, and it's a white stick. You do not get bollards in South Africa, or if you do, they're incredibly rare. So that's a good way to rule out South Africa. It is different to the New Zealand bollard because in New Zealand, it's not a red rectangle like this. It's like more like a square, and it covers the entire white section. And another clue that is Australia is a long antenna. So in Africa, you don't get antennas on Google cars, so you can rule out the Africa completely, and you don't get long antennas in South America. So if you got the sun in the north, which we do, that pretty much confirms you're in Australia. And also New Zealand would never have a long antenna. But yes, so that's a good way to confirm Australia. Can't really tell the plate colour from here. But the other clue is really the orange soil. And when we have orange soil, it's a good hint that we are more towards the west or more towards the north end. It's one of the two, but it's a very good hint that it could be near Perth or not far off Perth in West Australia. And it ended up being actually Western Australia, so that was the other clue. But well done, Ronak, for getting a very good guess, and for anyone else who got Australia. Round 3 was Brazil, and I felt like this was the nicest round, but I feel like it was whether people knew the Brazilian poles or didn't see it. So here we have a Brazilian pole, and the best way to remember this is that you can climb it because you've got these like ladders things working all the way up it. And when you have these ladder or segments on the poles, it's a good hint that you're in Brazil if you're in the Americas, especially if they're well spread apart. And you also get them in Portugal, but they are a slightly different design. But I'm sure you'll get more of a European vibe when you are in Portugal. You won't get these tropical plants or these very exotic hills in Portugal unless like you're in Madeira or something like that. But we also have the stubby antenna, which confirms that we should be either in North or South America, or we are in Cambodia most of the time. So if you can rule out Cambodia, which is quite green for Cambodia, then it's either Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, or Brazil. Okay, and for round 3, Holes actually got a very nice guess, and then we had Krez, and I think that was it actually. I think Krez and Holes were the only 2 people who got Brazil, which is interesting. So round 4, let's have a look at round 4. That is not round 4. Why am I going there? Round 4, I'm pretty sure. Where was round 4? I know it was round 5. Where was round 4? Round 4 was Uruguay actually, weren't it? And Stefan got a really nice guess. And then we had Ronak and Holes pretty close, but Holes went Argentina. This is a very hard round to confirm the country, but I can kind of use like a percentage of what's more likely than the other. We can't use the sun, so it's pure vibes. If you're getting an America's vibes, if it is like very green and off-road, there is a good chance it's more likely to be Uruguay rather than Argentina. But there is no 100% leeway to this. So that's pretty much all I can say really. It's a very difficult round, and just well done to anyone who got it. Okay, so finally round 5, this was the Cambodia round, and I feel like this was very gettable, especially if you knew driving sides, and from this I think people may have forgot about the driving sides or just don't know the difference between Thailand and Cambodia. So a good thing to know is that Cambodia drive on the right hand side and Thailand drive on the left hand side. And we got Hamfries, Krez, Ronak, Stefan and Anku who managed to get Cambodia, and then we had quite a few that managed to go Thailand. But let's have a look at the round. But yeah, it's definitely giving the Asian vibes with these wooden buildings with these stilts. Like these stilts are far more common in Asia. And the main thing here is this vehicle that is driving on the right hand side. So that's a good way to confirm you're in Cambodia over Thailand, is you're driving on the right. Be aware that Laos and Philippines drive right, so if you can't rule those 2 countries out, it's only useful to ruling out Thailand or confirming Thailand if it is the left side. But well done everyone. Well done for Ranak for winning the league once again. Let's move on to the results for Division 2, and then we can move on to Division 1. So let's do that now. And for Division 2, the winner of the season is Ronak. So Ronak managed to get the win. So big well done to Ronak. A very dominant performance actually in Division 2. Very dominant. I think he won 10 weeks out of 12, which is really impressive. And yeah, definitely Div 1 worthy. And it should be fun seeing how he does next season in Division 1. And then the next 2 are automatically promoted to Division 1. And that is Krez in 2nd and Guri in 3rd. Oh, I kind of messed that up. But Guri and Krez are in 2nd and 3rd. Guri I don't think played last leg, unfortunately. But Krez managed to get the 2nd place. Ranak was 20, how many points? That's 30. That's 33 points clear. That is a huge gap. But Ronak, Chris and Guri, congratulations for getting promoted to Division 1, and I'm looking forward to competing against you guys in next season. Okay, so then we had Halls, who is taking part in the Div 2, Div 1 playoffs. So he'll be playing against a player who finished third bottom in Division 1, which we'll come to shortly. And then we had Anku in 5th, Stefan in 6th, who both had 100 points or more. And thank you, Aardvark, Igneous, Hamfrags, Millet, Elliot, Jasp, Ellis, Noffel, Stephen, Dragon Park, Hugo, and Jack for taking part. And I hope you enjoyed it, lads. I hope you had enjoyed this season. It was pretty fun. It should be interesting to see what happens next season with the new Division 1 players that have dropped into Division 2, but also the new people who are going to be taking part next season. But let's move on to the results of Division 1, which is what you guys are all waiting for. Let's see what the results are for Division 1. I think you guys already know the winner, but let's leave the tension for now. And the winner is Snorlax with 140 points. Very well done, Snorlax. It was very tight at one point. You had Dennis, I think it was like 6 points behind. It was very close. But then Dennis had an off week, and that pretty much changed the complete. It completely ended the competition pretty much from that one bad leg from Dennis. But it was a well-earned win. Snorlax. He was very consistent. Never really dropped very low down at any of the weeks. And then we had Phineas in second. So Phineas actually robbed Dennis of second place. So Dennis was quite a strong favourite for second place. But Phineas started performing very well, getting a couple of wins down. And yeah, very well done to Phineas for getting second place. And then we had Dennis in third, Salvador in fourth, and Chummer in fifth. All are at least 97 points or above, or pretty much 100 points above, but it was very tight between Dennis, Phineas, and Salvador for sure. And then we had Trabota in 6th, Amon in 7th, Q in 8th, Jesse in 9th, and DJ and Seb also joined 9th. So now we are in the situation where we find out who has, been saved, who's confirmed to be in Div 1 next season or has to do the playoff. So let's find out who those people are. So Harmless is safe. He finished 12th. And I'm 13th. But Dustin's also 13th. And one thing I didn't do at the start of the season is say what happens when there's a tie. But the best way that we've dealt with this is to do a best of 3 tiebreaker, and whoever wins the 2 games on the duels on NMPZ, Diverse World, no healing, 3,000 points start off, stays in Division 1, and the person who loses will take part in the playoff against the Div 2 player. And me and Dustin have played those games, and I managed to win it by 2-1. So Dustin will be playing against Halls in the playoffs, and I'll be making a video of that playoff battle on my second channel, so feel free to check out my second channel in the links down below. We also have Himanshu and Cookie, who unfortunately were not able to survive Division 1 and will be taking part in Division 2 next season. And Cookie is going to share his POV, so it'd be good to see the POV continue for both divisions. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for taking part or even supporting the Pro League. And yeah, thank you so much for watching as well. I've realised that there's been a lot more eyes on the GeoFrauds this season. And as well as that, the competition has definitely got more tough and more entertaining, especially for the viewers watching. I find it absolutely chaotic when I attempt. But yes, a very fun season. I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And yeah, hopefully I'll see most of these guys in Season 5. And yes, that will be all. So thank you so much for watching, and there will be an announcements video for Season 5, but if you want to join early, feel free to click on the Discord link down below and confirm your interest in the chat. And then you'll be able to attempt the qualifiers that will determine whether you are suited for Division 1 or Division 2 next season. But yep, keep an eye on that announcement video. It will come out at some point soon. And yeah, I hope you guys had a wonderful day. And thank you so much for watching this entire series. And we will be back in May, which should be May now, when I release this, next season. So yes, I will see you next time. Yeah, of course, man.